Have you ever wondered why?
What's that noise? Who's under my bed?
Well, then you're in luck.
Because you're listening to the Hypotheticast.
3 best buds.
On a mission to ask all the questions.
And get all the answers.
Blazing, and I do think I'm amazing. You got the dignity to feel a little about yourself. I don't care what your preacher says. I got my own vicious ways. Only got one commandment, and it goes: I'm killing it. I'm killing it.
Hi.
Hello.
Ooh.
This is like the voice I expect an octopus to have.
Really? British.
Yeah, British. Definitely British. Monocles, lots of hands.
Ooh.
Many comparisons to British.
Is our spooky intro? Will our spooky intro have just played?
Our speaky intro will have just played.
It just played. You heard it, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry, you got me.
Yeah, that's okay. There's a lot of spooky stuff in the air right now. Honestly, I'm in a really good mood about it.
About the spookiness?
Yeah, David and I decorated this weekend for Halloween. You should come by with your little baby.
Oh, the outside is decorated?
Yeah, the outside. Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, the inside is always decorated. I just fill up my...
Yeah.
No, we have tombstones in the lawn, which
Nice.
some of them have been blown away because it's been windy, and
Yeah.
I got them from the dollar store. So
One does say Edith, so maybe you shouldn't bring her over.
Emily's baby.
I thought it'd be a nice gift. Like people give isn't that a gift people give? Like, here's your grave.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I think that's a gift people give.
I've been thinking about how deeply I want her to like scary things like me, but I'm afraid that she's going to be like Tanner and not like scary things.
It sounded like you're saying you wanted her to like you, a scary thing. I want her to like scary
that's what I
things
heard
like
too.
me.
Spooky shit like her mom.
My scary mommy.
Ooh, my scary mommy. Can we pitch that series right now?
Yes.
Please.
I mean, it exists already, doesn't it?
My scary mommy?
Yeah.
Let's go to Google.
There was already like 5 seasons of a Psycho TV show somehow.
Oh yeah,
Hey, you know what's good? I got some good news. ScaryMommy.com is live. It is well. It is burgeoning with content. ScaryMommy.com is about parenting.
Yeah.
It's just, we're a community of
Oh my
millions
God,
of
I
scary mommies.
I see
supporting
links
each other
to Scary Mommy all the
through
time. It's
laughter,
weird that I didn't think of that.
empowerment, and the shared scary experience of motherhood.
Yeah, Yummy Mummy is also a thing, which is not
Yeah.
referring to the monster cereal, because I was doing research for my Universal Monster series. Thanks, Hypothetifans, for indulging me. And I was like, Yummy Mummy, I got to remember what flavor that cereal was. And now it's just like a term for hot moms. And so there's a bunch of blogs called Yummy Mummy and stuff.
Specifically like Australian hot moms?
Well,
or
mummy
New-
is more of a British /
British.
Australian term.
Yeah.
So
What flavor is Yummy Mummy?
it was actually a rebranded Fruit Brute, which was generally just a fruity flavor. Because you had
Pretty
Count
non-specific.
Chocula, chocolate. You had strawberry, Frankenberry. Blueberry was blueberry, kind of. And then Fruit Brute was like a werewolf that was just fruity cereal. But then he didn't work out, but they brought back the fruit cereal and used
didn't
Yummy
work
Mummy.
out.
I don't
He
know.
didn't
I
work
guess
out. He was so weak
I'm
he
not
couldn't
sure
lift
why,
anything.
but yeah,
He was a real asshole on set.
They thought it was the mascot they got away with. They did away with.
They got away with.
And then they brought the cereal back with Yummy Mummy, but that still didn't work. But then a few years ago when they brought all of them back, they had Fruit Brute and Yummy Mummy at the same time. So Yummy Mummy was orange cream and Fruit Brute was like, I don't know, some other citrus fruit. Honestly, not very
Wow.
like fake orange flavored cereal, not desirable.
No.
Like not very good.
You know what? What's funny? I believe you. I believe that's not very good.
Oh yeah,
And I usually want to try most things, but that does not sound appetizing.
it's not good, man.
I would like to say, however, hats off to Kellogg's, General Mills, who did that shit. Cereal. Big Cereal. Hats off to Big Cereal for doing a thing that other brands are too afraid to do, which is, we think this product isn't selling to anyone. Let's do a quick A/B test and just remove the mascot and change out the mascot and see if the mascot is the problem with the food. Nope, the food still sucks ass. Okay, cool. It was the food the whole time. Great. And then they figured it out.
Kids pick cereal for dumb kid reasons, you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm an adult who still buys these cereals, and I don't even eat cereal anymore. So it's just, I think I've talked to you guys about why I love Halloween so much before. And honestly, a big part of it is just joining the Monster Club. You're just I want to join the Monster Club and get the cereals and the secret monster decoder ring and tell monster stories. It's a lot of fun.
So what you're referring to is an actual club that you joined, or you just kind of went into the woods and were adopted by Sasquatch?
What I'm referring to is all of those things. I have not been adopted
congrats.
by Sasquatch yet. More of the, we all join different communities. And honestly, there is a hearty, healthy community of monster lovers out there. Not in that way, David.
There is also that. There is also that.
A bigger community of people that just like Halloween and horror stuff to very different degrees. Some people just love the autumnness of it, which honestly is great too. I love almost every part of it.
I just want to know if you have put yourself out there as available to be adopted by a Sasquatch.
Yeah, ISO Sasquatch family. Go on Nextdoor, baby. They're out there.
That's a different thing. That's private.
Oh.
Again, I think we talked about this once before. We talked about whether aliens are part of the Halloween pantheon, and they kind of are. And I think Bigfoot is kind of in the same realm, where it's Bigfoot is scary, and there are Bigfoot horror movies, but he also is not exactly the same. Usually,
he's a cryptid,
Halloween stuff usually has a supernatural element, and Bigfoot, he's a undiscovered science creature.
Yeah, I think science creature is a separate...
I've read about the history of Bigfoot, and we didn't start really having Bigfoot sightings until people stopped believing in werewolves. There was a long period of time until relatively recently in history, people thought werewolves were a real deal. And then it wasn't shortly after people were maybe werewolves aren't a thing, that people were I saw a strange, ape man in the woods, because instead of believing in supernatural monsters, we were believing in maybe we don't understand science.
I love the brain though. I picture the brain, the pulsating brain of that human being that was
but something scary is out there.
Wolf person, not real, but monkey person. Yeah, I saw a monkey person.
Evolution, was a theory that was freaking people out, and they were wait, am I more monkey? Am I a monkey?
I saw Charles Darwin walking around with bad posture in the woods.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about. Bigfoot's going to have some back problems. He's all slumpy. This week on the Hypotheticast, we are playing a game called Monster M.A.S.H.
What is it?
You know the game M.A.S.H. You played it with your friends when you were a teenager. Unless you were one of my friends, and then you didn't invite me to play M.A.S.H. with you.
Oh.
It's not maybe that they didn't invite me, but that they never even considered the idea that I would want to play it with them, which is too bad. I was a basketball boy. It's fine. I was more into the game of Swish.
Maybe you're too young for M.A.S.H., but now you know about it.
I would like to think that, but when I looked across the classroom and I saw my teen girlfriends playing M.A.S.H.,
fair. Okay.
I never had the thought that I was too young. that didn't really cross my mind. They were like, no, it's cool. 7th grade, David. We're 7th grade girls. You're too young. So M.A.S.H. is a game where we predict our futures, right? That's what we do. We find out what kind of house we're gonna live in, find out maybe if we get married or if we have a cool roommate, maybe something that happens to us or a career choice or a thing we get, all that stuff. But Monster M.A.S.H., of course, is that, but with a spooky twist.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, which is the new flavor of ice cream at McDonald's.
Oh, I would totally eat that.
Actually, though, I would. The spooky twist is that instead of a husband, which is my favorite, or a spouse of some kind, we're having a scary roommate. You're going to live in a scary dwelling. You're going to have a scary object. And we are going to predict the way you die.
Oops.
Listeners, we are going to predict the way you will die.
Each and every one of you listeners. We pre-populated the categories.
Is it time to reveal?
Yeah, let's read them. Our sheet looks very good. There's a lot of fun stuff here. The first category is scary dwelling, which is where we will live. That is a mansion, an attic, a sarcophagus, and a haunted house.
Okay. And so for scary roommate, you could live with Marilyn Manson.
Ugh. That's legitimately scary.
Annabelle the doll. Son of Sam. Or Helen Keller.
Oh, that's
What?
so
Yeah, spooky.
What the fuck?
Helen Keller. Look
Is
out.
it? I feel like that's offensive.
She's so scary.
I mean, she's scary because she like scammed people. What are
All
you
right,
saying
we're moving
about
on.
Helen
Scary
Keller?
objects. Who's going to read those?
All right, scary objects, moth collection, ashes of a witch, skeleton hand, haunted pillow.
Good.
Good.
And finally, the best category of all, the way you die. These 4 options are meatball, animal, stab, and hands.
I hate dying by stab.
I don't know.
I know, right? Don't we
listeners,
all?
if you noticed, but we adhered to the M.A.S.H in all categories.
All of
You are
them.
welcome.
I really want to know how shallow the bucket is for Mike to get to Helen Keller as a scary roommate.
Helen Keller.
I mean, she's
okay, David.
scary.
Would it make you feel
in
better if I
that
wrote
it's-
Helen Killer? Would that help you?
Yes, because that's not a real person that was iconically disabled.
It's scary
Keller.
how much
Helen
of a badass
Keller.
she was
Oh, look
and
at
that
this.
she'd learned and accomplished amazing things considering her disability.
Now it's Helen with 2 L's. Helen Killer.
Oh,
so scary.
There we go. That's great.
Extra
And we can
spooky.
just imagine who that is.
All right, let's play.
All right, let's play. So, Emily, I have tallied for you. Your tally marks have given you the combination of you live in an attic with Son of Sam as a roommate.
Mm-mm.
You have a moth collection, and the way you die is stab.
Ooh, that sucks.
All right. But that's it, though.
That's what okay. All right. I will now
That's how it's gonna
I will
be.
now continue on my path of acceptance of this fate
You know why this is weird to play as adults?
because we already know.
Because we're adults. I mean, I guess how we're going to die is relevant, but a lot of it is like where you're going to live. And I'm like, well, I already live
House.
somewhere.
Yeah.
So when do I end up in this attic? You know, when at what point, I guess as an old lady, you're going to end up in
That
an
does
attic
feel
somewhere.
like a place I would live when I'm really old, an attic.
Attics are honestly not that bad to live in.
It depends on how finished they are and,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, I mean, I would just say that I am going to be waiting for any of these things at any point in my life.
Yeah, with great anticipation. Hey, Mike, you want some stuff? You want to know what your future's going to be like?
Yeah, tell it to me.
Look in my eyes and tell me when to stop counting.
Stop.
Okay.
Yes, I'm so excited. Emily, have you been playing Halloween novelty songs at home?
Not really, but that sounds fun.
That's how you get Edith into spooky stuff.
Is that the gateway?
Yeah, kids bought MONSTER M.A.S.H.
Yeah, I gotta start in it. I know my conflict is like, do I go for the spooky things to expose her, or do I shield her so that she doesn't get scarred by any of it? I don't know. I think it's probably already determined what she's gonna like, and I just don't get to know it yet.
I got my niece and nephew a Halloween package stuff already. I like to send them Halloween package, and I got my littlest niece a Peppa Pig Halloween DVD, which, you know, pretty not traumatic, I think.
Yeah, that's a safe celebration.
That's famously the one where Peppa Pig's parents both die in a car accident, though, right?
Yeah, that's classic Halloween spookiness.
I
is
know.
People's parents dying.
Are you gonna get to like a ghost or something, or is this just trauma?
Yeah, then they come back as a ghost.
Okay.
But first, it's like Hereditary, just like real scary.
There's a lot to fit
They
in
both stick their
11
heads
minutes.
out of either side of the car, and they both get blopped off by telephone poles. Spoiler alerts for Hereditary.
And Peppa Pig,
And
the
for Peppa
Halloween
Pig Halloween
special.
Oh my god.
Spoiler alerts for both of those things.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, Peppa Pig basically spoiled Hereditary, which I think is unacceptable. Hey, Mike, guess what?
What's up, dude?
Guess where you live?
I live in a... Oh, you're going to tell me? Okay, you tell me.
Yeah, I'll tell you. You live in a sarcophagus. Haha, or you're welcome. I'm not sure. Your scary roommate is Marilyn Manson, legitimately scary, abusive person. Ooh.
Yeah.
Scary object is ashes of a witch, which could be so interesting. And the way you die is hands.
Sarcophagus was the choice for S. There's like, that's so hard to live in it for one person.
You're right.
That's really rough.
That's rough, but hey, one of these has to be shitty. And usually it's the S.
Hold
No,
on.
usually it is. Usually it's mansion. What is A
Apartment.
for MASH?
Shack.
Apartment,
Shack.
Shack.
and then like house or
Hold on.
I'll take Shack.
I have a question.
ready.
Marilyn Manson is a bad person?
Yeah, he was bad to Evan Rachel Wood.
Shoot.
Yeah.
That sucks because she's
Specifically.
cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah.
sucks to be bad to any romantic partner or anyone.
It's bad.
Interesting. Okay.
All right, Mike. You feel pretty comfy in that sarcophagus?
Not at all. Really bad.
Who wants to do me? Who wants to do me is the message that I posted on Facebook earlier tonight, and I've gotten a lot of responses.
Nice.
So, goodbye online dating. Hello, Facebook dating. That seems safe and like I won't burn any bridges,
For
right?
sure.
I mean, there is Facebook dating, so
Yeah. What is that?
Wait, like an app?
yeah, it's part of the
Yeah.
app on. It's only you can't get it on the on your computer version, but it's on your phone.
Oh
so
my
if you wanna,
gosh.
yeah, if you want to give it a whirl,
Okay.
I sort of do.
I turned it on for a while, but honestly, it was pretty. It seemed like it was not very well thought through. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna turn on like a counter or something, and because I don't have any paper with me.
Oh, I see. Honestly, just pick a number between 1 and 5. I don't give a fuck. Like, it's
David
it's just a number.
hates
No,
Like-
it has to have a random element. Okay, David.
Okay, I'll
just
tell you when to stop.
Tell me when to stop. Say something spooky.
Now.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go with the last digit. I'm going to go with the 100th of a second that it was. Okay. We're going to
Okay,
go
great.
through. All right, David. Are you ready?
Yeah, tell.
All right, David. You are going to be dwelling in a scary mansion.
Yeah,
And your
give me them
scary
riches.
roommate is Annabelle the doll.
Oh, cool.
Not Raggedy Ann, Annabelle the doll from the movie, not
How
the
raggedy?
real one.
Never mind. Okay, cool.
Scary object that is somewhere in that mansion is a haunted pillow. Which pillow is haunted? And the way you die is meatball.
Oh, god damn it.
Of
That's the
course.
one I was scared of.
You're the one who wrote that one down.
I know, you have to be the scare you want to see in the world.
So you thought, what's the scariest way I could die? And the meat thing you thought was meatball?
yeah.
Is it choking or poison?
I think that is up to the MASH gods, which are us. Yeah, I like to leave a little room to play. You know, it's good to play. It's
Yeah.
important for our brains to have fun. So I like to leave a little wiggle room for play
For-
in my art.
Meatball play?
Meatball play. Uh-huh.
I love that meatballs are a thing.
Right?
It is funny. It's funny that they're a thing and that's what we call them.
Meatball.
It's so good. Like, we don't call them like scrunched up flat meat discs. We call them burgers.
Right.
But we call meatballs meatballs. Why?
Meatball. Meat sphere. Meat orb.
Do we want to go around the horn like we did? Emily, do you want to tell us?
Around the horn.
What does your life look like living in that attic with Son of Sam?
Not great.
No? Can you tell me who the Son of Sam is, just in case I might be an audience member that doesn't know?
I always get confused about this one specifically.
Is it like Uncle Sam's baby, like Baby Nut?
Okay, first of all, I need to figure out what this actual killer's name was. David Berkowitz. Mindhunter season 2 covers him, and the guy who plays. Have you guys not seen Mindhunter?
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I know Son of Sam kind of.
David Berkowitz was a serial killer, lived in New York City, and he basically just would like go around randomly shooting people like in their car. Or,
Jeez.
but then he started writing to the paper, and there were these like crazy letters. It was the paper, or maybe it was the police department. These like wild letters where he would they were very crazy. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to get to the point. The point is he eventually said that it was his neighbor's dog telling him to do it, and his neighbor's dog was the Son of Sam, who apparently was like a demon or something.
Wait, so the dog is who you live with?
No.
Well, that's what I'm confused by.
He's named the Son of Sam but the dog was named Sam. So the dog, Sam was his neighbor. The dog was the demon telling him to kill. But the killer of David Berkowitz was still known as the son of Sam.
Right. Even though
it's a Frankenstein's monster situation.
Yes, exactly. That is exactly what it is. Yep.
Except a very real, very disturbing actual case.
Yeah. So for the purposes of this game, is Son of Sam David Berkowitz or his neighbor's dog, the demon?
Yes.
Damn.
I tried to
less fun.
I tried to include different kinds of scary.
Dude, he sucks. Here's the thing that really sucks about him, though. He created all this elaborate, and this is what you see in Mindhunter. He created all this like elaborate stuff to make it seem like he was really crazy, but he was not crazy. He was that was like a game to him. He was just a sociopath. So
fun. Yeah, he does sound cool.
I mean, he's very creative. So I guess maybe we could, make some insane art together. But
so is it his moth collection or is it your moth collection? It's my
moth collection, I think.
Oh.
I don't like moths. They kind of scare me. But maybe that'll be a part of my I don't know.
Like therapy.
Yeah, exposure therapy. I start to collect them. Live with David Berkowitz in an attic. Oof.
That's nasty.
Not a lot of space. Probably kind of
Could
mothy.
Be a really big attic.
Okay.
Like, to be fair.
And then he stabs me. So.
Well, does he stab
it doesn't
you?
say he has to stab
I think
you.
probably. I don't know. The game isn't giving me all the details. I'm just trying to read between the lines. For you. I think he probably stabs me because we live in an attic and I'm constantly trying to pin moths to my moth collection board, and I won't write pretend demon possession letters with him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what he wants. He wants your collaboration.
Yeah.
And you refuse.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's too bad.
He's fine.
Here's the thing. In the drama triangle here, Son of Sam, definitely the victim.
Yeah.
And he stabs you for great reasons. Seems real legitimate to me.
Well, all right. That's my future.
What's the biggest moth in your collection?
Oh, like small mouse sized.
Small mouse sized. Okay, so not huge.
That's too big.
Oh man, I love a big old moth.
Oh,
just like as big as my face. Just like let me wear that as a hat.
I just felt my whole body shudder.
You said they were his moths?
No, they're mine.
No, they're Emily's. Well, they're nature's moths.
Why did you collect the moths?
Because I'm afraid of them, so I'm assuming at one point in my future I will decide that as exposure therapy I need to collect them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I thought so.
But David Berkowitz / Son of Sam, or the son of Sam, if that dog was indeed his father, doesn't think that is such a good idea.
No, he gets sick of it. He gets sick of my bullshit. Just like everyone else in my life.
That's hardly true.
Or, hold on. Let's back it up. Don't say that about my friend.
Oh.
I think he smashes one of your moth collections with his fist, with his angry demon fist.
Mm-hmm.
And then he takes one of the pieces and he stabs you with a piece of the glass. Because I assume they're in like glass cases because you're classy. And you wouldn't just be putting moths on the ground or something.
No.
You would never.
No, I would never.
They're like little fuzzy friends that fly around and get in your mouth sometimes.
I don't like how they like fly rapidly into things.
Such passion.
Mike, tell us about your situation.
It's really bad.
Yeah, you're in a sarcophagus with a human being.
There's just no way to live in there. So I think I'm just going to get out of it. And I guess I just won't have a home.
Okay.
And I'll push it in the river. Can I just push it with Marilyn Manson in it into the river?
I mean, let's say whenever you get rid of one of these elements, that is what leads to the death immediately. So
yeah, exactly. I think there's a very good chance that pushing Marilyn Manson into the river incites his wrath, and he grabs you and pulls you in with him, but then steps on you, so you're at the bottom of the river and he's above the water, and he laughs and eats the ashes of the witch while you are at the bottom.
Okay. So here's the thing about where you live. You're not there all the time. I mean, right now we kind of are, but like,
true.
Like if you live in a house or a mansion or an attic or even a sarcophagus, you're not confined to that space all the time.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's
so
true.
like I don't
do you
have
think
to
you share
stay
it?
there. Well, what do you mean? Do we share? We have to share it. He's my roommate.
Yeah. So like, you alternate.
I mean, I don't want to live there, so I think I would just not live there.
I love that.
Who's gonna make me live in there? I can't live in a sarcophagus with the roommate. It's just not going to work.
Well, you're going to have to make it work or fight Marilyn Manson to the death.
I would. I think that's just how it's going to go. I think I would just fight him because I don't like him for many reasons.
Yeah. I think you should kill him.
I don't like his music.
Get him.
I don't know. I think I'm trying to decide who wants the ashes of the witch more. Like, I feel like, are they just something he has? Like, he's clinging on to the remaining trappings of his goth, but I think he's kind of let that go. So maybe they're mine, or maybe they were there before. Although I don't think a witch belongs in a sarcophagus.
But neither does a Mike or a Marilyn Manson.
But I mean, people just, you just end up with a sarcophagus,
Sure.
You just have one. I almost just want to like go off on a tangent about all the stuff I learned about mummies when I was writing about the mummy when I watched the movie, because Victorians were mummy crazy. Like it was
I saw that.
It was pretty wild. They would just have parties where they unwrapped mummies. Like, it's so disrespectful.
It's really awful. If they loved them so much, then why weren't they nice to them? That's my question.
It was like a party. Again, I think like they didn't have YouTube, so they just had to have mummy parties.
Oh man, every time I watch a YouTube video now, I'm going to thank little baby Jesus up in heaven for making YouTube for us, because good Lord, I don't want to go to unwrapping a mummy party. I'll watch a Vine compilation every day.
There's a lot of bad stuff you can encounter on the internet, but like, I mean, they used to have also literally would just electrocute dead criminals for you to watch dance around on stage.
Oh my
God.
God.
Maybe things aren't much, worse than they used to be.
They're just bad in new ways.
They just don't make entertainment like they used to, do they? Man, I can't go see any corpses get electrified anymore.
And they tried that on a mummy once, right? They were like,
sure.
oh, what if we did our two favorite things? So we love honey, Barbara, sit down. I've had an idea. So you know how we love having mummy unwrapping parties, and you know how your friends love to go watch those criminals dance. Well, what if we did it to a mummy after we unwrapped it? Don't you think that'd be swell? I don't know why I was doing a transcontinental accent for what Mike clearly said was Victorian England, but you know what? I made my choice.
I don't think you'd ever visit me either, because you hate Egypt stuff.
I do. Thank you for dredging that back.
It's a well-documented fact. How much you hate
about that. Oh my God.
It's so boring.
Well, I had
to
go listen to our old Halloween stuff to see what we talked about before, so we didn't just talk about the exact same stuff, because we have talked about Halloween a lot. And I was reminded of David's hatred of Egypt paraphernalia.
Hates papyrus.
Maybe I could do some exposure therapy for David and move this.
I don't hate it. It's just kind of boring, and I've never been interested in it.
I think you should go listen to the episode again where you talk about how much you loathe Egypt.
Yeah, that's probably
just
what I said.
Just to be clear, not the country or anyone from it. Mostly just people being too obsessed with mythology from Egypt. But I think I'll move my sarcophagus into your mansion, David. Can I just do that?
Ooh.
Are we friends?
Yes. Here's the reason. I was going to say no, because I really want to just stick you with the fact that we're playing a game that says you have to live somewhere. But then I realized, what if we all live in the same house? What if Emily's in the attic of this mansion and Mike is in the basement of this mansion in a sarcophagus with Marilyn?
Love it.
And the witch and dying eventually. And I'm in the rest of it. But I think we can all use the common spaces of this haunted mansion.
That's nice. Thank you.
Like Mike said, where you live isn't where you always are.
Yeah.
And I think the same is true of a bedroom. Like Emily and son of Sam live upstairs in the attic, but like that's not where you have to stay all the time. You can just hang out in the mansion, do whatever you want.
Thank you.
The reason that I think I want some company in this mansion is because my scary roommate is Annabelle the doll, and I feel like I need as many people as possible to keep track of that little bastard. She runs around so much, and I can't always know where she is, and then she's right behind me and she gets me.
Hold up. Before you get into Annabelle, we got to acknowledge the fact that I'm apparently going to die by hands.
Oh,
by hands.
I forgot about that.
Initially, we thought that was because Marilyn Manson grabbed you from the river, but now that's not
no.
that.
So I think what happened, I think here is that I like got out of hand with like my Halloween mania and just bid on like a random spooky lot of like mystery items, and it just turned out to be like a sarcophagus that contained Marilyn Manson and the ashes of a witch. now I'm cursed to live in it with him. And
That was a part of the bidding as well.
Well, that I was like part of the curse. And so then I try to like take an axe to it to kill it, but it's like also it just has so many curses heaped on it that like just hands come out of the wall and drag me to hell. Like that's just what happens.
just straight up.
HellHands.
Wow.
Yeah, HellHands.
Yeah,
like they
yeah,
come
yeah.
out of the wall and drag me
Classic.
down
Yep.
into classic hell.
Wow. HellHands.
I think, Occam's razor, if hands are going to get you.
Yeah, that's kind of what it has to be, right? Like, it's a little boring. It's a little on the nose, but like, yeah, I get it.
Also, you wrote stab, and so like
Stab.
if I was getting strangled by hands, it would say strangle, right? So
maybe.
if hands kill me, then the hands themselves, I think, are the implement.
It's up to you.
That's what happens.
I'm inspired by it.
So David,
Yeah.
you are frequently inviting us to hang out with you in the mansion because you're scared of Annabelle.
Mostly because I'm scared of Annabelle. Yeah, she moves around on her own, but she's a doll. And that's not right.
That's not right. It's just not
That's
right.
not what dolls are supposed to do. They're supposed to stay right there. But instead, she shows up next to my bed, and then she shows up in like a whole movie series that's like 5 or 6 long. Like, she's working.
3.
And she's probably paying for this mansion. Let's be honest.
Really, only 3.
Oh, whatever. I feel like they're infinite, baby. There's a haunted pillow in the mansion somewhere. And I think there's a chance that it's Annabelle the doll's haunted pillow. Like maybe, I don't know the whole lore of Annabelle the doll. Who's to say? But I'm just going to go for it. She probably, when I bought her, she came with her own pillow that said, "I love you, Daddy," or something like that. Some weird doll thing. And that pillow is also very scary. And she wants it back, but I hid it from her. And so we're playing this like cat and mouse game of like, if she gets that pillow, she becomes even stronger because her set is complete like Exodia from Yu-Gi-Oh! But I keep hiding it, and I also need your folks' help to hide it
Boy.
as much as possible. We're basically trying to keep Annabelle from becoming too powerful while still letting her be powerful enough to keep going out, making those movies, making that money, paying the rent on this mansion because we don't even own it. We're renting it.
Mm-hmm. And then one day, meatball.
I get made into a meatball by the son of Sam.
Oh,
Oh, it's not even
He just cooks me right up,
one
baby.
big
Chops
meatball.
me up,
Like you,
grinds me up.
it's
Yep.
just one meatball.
One meatball. One. Well, maybe
But all
2
of
because
you.
like you always have a little left over at the end. You can never make it perfect. There's always like something at the end that's a little small. Like when you make cookies and there's like a little one that you have
Okay,
to
so
put
it's like
in there.
one
It's like
big
that.
meatball and then one small meatball.
Then one small meat. I get turned into 2 meatballs, one real big one and a regular sized one.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's really gross.
do we eat you accidentally?
Oh.
Yeah, well, I think one of you eats me accidentally and one of you eats me on purpose. You decide.
I call accidentally.
All right. Well,
Wow, we really figured out our futures, and they look bad.
I'm excited
They
to live
look
with you guys,
really
though.
bad. I am
fun.
excited. Yeah, that'll be nice. Annabelle sounds like a good landlord. She's really transitioned into being the one with all the power in this family dynamic, but I think it will be very warm and very friendly until Mike gets drugged to hell, Sam Raimi style, and Emily gets stabbed by Son of Sam after eating me on purpose.
my God. Oh, all right. Well, happy Halloween season. We really just dove right in.
It's weird that this is what I was missing out on the whole time in grade school.
Yeah, this was it. Yeah, your friends were basically cursing each other.
Okay, so before we do our last segment, we got a iTunes review from a friend. Wow, wow, wow. And this iTunes review is from the user named Mafia Live equals good, which you just Google that. And I bet the person that wrote that will be happy because they just got a hit on whatever that is. This review is titled Mike Needs a Face Tattoo. This is a great podcast. Listen to find out why. But more importantly, I want to hear Mike have a face tattoo. So please leave a review. Thanks, Toph, host of This Week Today. Thank you, Toph. You are great. And you are right. I also want to hear Mike have a face tattoo. please leave a review. If we get to 100 reviews, Mike will get a permanent 100% never reversible face tattoo of Fern Gully VHS cover on his face.
I don't know about it being permanent. I don't think that was the deal.
It's going to be pen.
I have some really talented makeup artist friends. I was going to pay one of them to like paint it on me. I mean, I'm glad people brought that back up because the true fans remember that I did make that commitment, and I'm nothing if not a man of my word. So it's also great now because I never leave my home. As a teacher, that would have been potentially disastrous for my career. But now,
although
I just won't turn on my Google video camera.
Right. The only part of our bodies that shows now is the face part.
We would make sure that you got to do it at a time when it wouldn't potentially cost you your career.
Thanks, Emily.
But wouldn't that be such a great Patreon reward level? Like, if we get 1,000 subscribers, I'll ruin my whole life.
I think it would
I'll
need
throw
to be
away all my opportunities.
Enough Patreon subscribers to be my new career. That's what it would have to be.
Right. I'll lose my job on purpose for this podcast. Well, thank you everybody for listening to this episode of the Hypotheticast. It was a real treat and not a trick. I have a final segment for you, but it is not a question for all of us now. It is a kind of a teaser, a little dangle, a no questions asked for us and the listeners to think about.
A little dangle.
You didn't have to say it again, Emily.
I did.
It's me, Little Dangle.
Jesus.
Our unused options for scary dwelling, scary roommate, scary object, and the way you die combine to create Haunted House with a scary roommate, Helen with 2 L's Killer, not Helen Keller. Helen Killer, who is a fictional character, not the person that was blind and deaf. And a scary object, the skeleton hand, and the way that you die is by animal. Listeners, you have an idea of how those elements fit together. Haunted House, Helen Killer, skeleton hand, and animal. You write us a letter.
Tell us about it.
Write us a tweet, write us a Facebook message, post on our page. You know the deal.
I thought you were going to say enema, not animal. I was like, holy
no.
The way you die, butthole stuff.
Not good.
All right, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Goodbye.
I'm marching,
Theme music by Jaden James and the Hunger. Logo by Christian Hagen. Edited by David Gucci. If you want more of our hypothetical content, join our Facebook group or like our posts on Twitter or Instagram or give us some stars and a review on iTunes or wherever the heck you get your podcasts. You seen that butt?
Are you asking her?
Yeah, have you seen it, Emily? Have you seen?
I feel like Emily's seen Tanner's butt probably.
Yeah.
How many bases have you gotten to with Tanner?
Jeez.